Hello and welcome to the Ironverse. Today I'll be um, testing some things with the custom terrain generation, specifically for biomes, so having different um, generation algorithms for different areas. So I'll go ahead and switch to the code editor. Alright, and I'll switch back to our original branch. And we'll be taking some of the algorithms we've made before and putting it together into one. Um, all right, so we'll create a branch for this biome test. Git branch biomes. Alright, so now we've switched it, and then in the game, make sure to set the right branch. Okay. So here we go. So there's a few ways we can do this. We could use a noise function, just like we have for the other stuff that we did, to have the biomes spread in a pretty random way. But in this case, I haven't set it up yet so that you can actually use different seeds with the same function. So let's say we do use this, because we could have used the different seeds to generate different noise functions with the same coordinates. So either we'll use different coordinates, or the other thing is we could do something based off of the value of the chunk position. So, for example, between a certain coordinate and another coordinate, allow a certain biome to generate. I prefer the method of using a noise function. It looks more natural, more smooth, like rounder areas, not so blocky and square, or a hexagon in this case. So that's what we'll do. So we'll use the same noise function, but we'll add an offset to it for determining which biome will generate where. But the ideal way to do it, which we'll switch to later on, will be by using just a different seed for the noise function. Alright, so what we'll do inside of our loop here, we'll have an if statement, and then let's say we'll take the y coordinate, if this is above 0, so above, say, potentially that could be sea level. If it's above sea level, but it's also below a certain threshold, which will be our height. So greater than 0 or less than the height that we have here. Oops. Less than the height. Alright, so I'm thinking this could be a good area to have the pillars. The pillars that we've done before. Obviously we don't want it everywhere. This will only take care of the height, so if it's oh wait, no, sorry, I meant the sky islands, not the pillars. sky islands. All right, another area I'd like to have is pillars. Let's see. First of all, let's get some other condition in here for the sky islands so that they're not everywhere. And how we're going to do this, we'll use the noise function like I mentioned before. Alright, and we'll do sky islands chance, sky islands chance, or let's do value. And we're going to use the exact same thing as we had, I think, yeah. But we'll add an offset though, just so that the hills don't coincide with where there's sky islands, otherwise they would overlap too unnaturally. So let's say we'll add like 1,000. So this is going to offset the noise by 1,000 tiles. Oh, let's do 10,000. There will be really, there really will be no way that you'll encounter this elsewhere. Right. And we'll have the condition that sky island value needs to be bigger than, what did we do here? Oh, this was just the height. So let's say it's bigger than 0.5 or greater than 0. Yeah. No, actually 0.5 is fine. Oh. Yeah, I'll do 0.25. That way it'll be frequent enough that we can actually see it. Alright. So this will be the sky islands, and we'll go get the logic from the other branch afterwards, but let's just map out the different areas first. Alright, then we had the pillars. If so we'll do the same thing, but we'll have a different offset on it. Right. Instead of positive 10,000, we can do like negative 10,000. Alright. So if the value is greater than 0.25. Let's put these all in the same place. And we'll do an else so that it's not both. Either a pillar or a sky island, not both. And actually I want to put this after the, well, never mind, I'll leave it there. Okay, so we got skylands, pillars, we have hills. Not sure how many I want to do. So I need to do like plus on the x and minus on the y. Okay, hold on a second. Why is there error? Oh, I have a typo. Okay. Alright, so maybe we'll do 4. And, okay. The last one is if it's none of these, then it'll be our hills. Would be the default, I guess. I want to tone down the height though. So 50 is a bit high, maybe. Maybe I should use a different frequency for the hills. Oh, sorry, I mean different height. Okay, for now, I'll just leave it like that. Okay, hold on, I got confused here. So the hills is the default, so this is not going to be hills, this is going to be something else. We'll do planes. There we go. Planes. Unless the planes will be, maybe we should do planes as default. I think I will actually. Yeah, we'll leave the hills, and then this will be the plains. Let's put this under hills. And here we have plains. So they both of these have similar logic. It's just a difference of frequency. So and height. So let's say do hills frequency and plains frequency, and then the same thing for the height. And let's get a separate height for the sky islands as well. And is there any others? The pillars. Yeah, that one's going to need its own height and frequency as well. And reorder this so it's easier to read. Okay. So those planes and yeah, they're gonna need their own frequencies as well. So that should be all 4. Alright, and I think I'll actually clean this up a little bit. So it'll be a little bit easier to read. There we go. And I have to swap out these variables. So this one is going to be hills height. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, it is hills height. Okay. And then hills frequency. that's it. Just copy this one into planes. Pillars, frequency. Yeah, I'll just copy paste all these. I think there's some hills. I need to change this as well. We already, this value is actually this hills value that we calculated already. So I'm just going to fix that. Okay, here I'm, instead of changing it from, what this was doing is changing the value from having a range of -1 to 1 to a range of 0 to 1. So I'm going to leave it as is. That's not really necessary logic. So it's going to be from -1 to 1, which means that I'll need to half the height if I want the same actual height that as there was before. And of course this needs to be the plane's height. Plane's frequency. So put 25 everywhere for this. Pillars, I remember that was higher than I had wanted it before, so I'll do 15. Skylands, I think that should be higher than the hills. So for that one, we'll do 40 for that one. All right. And what is this? I think because I haven't used it yet. All right. Okay. So the Skylands height. Okay, I may have to readjust this later on, but for now I'll leave it. Trying to see if I missed up. So yeah, this value, we have planes value, so we don't need this anymore. It's going to be a lot more readable. And the planes, yeah, I don't want them the same height as the hills, right? Obviously, so we'll do a height of 7, and I want to reduce the frequency on that one. I want the hills to be more spread out. So let's do like maybe not 10 times, but like 5 times more spread out, or even let's do 0.1. 0.01, I mean. So the planes be more spread out, hills be smoother, lower. they'll stay the same. Pillars and sky islands will, yeah, so we got 2 of the biomes set up. We just need the sky islands and pillars, and then we'll be done, and we'll take a look at how it is in the game. So first of all, I'm just going to save these changes. Just say in progress. Biomes. Make sure that we're on the right branch. Yep. Go ahead and save that. Now we'll switch to, we'll do pillars first. Okay, so this is how we did the pillars last time. Just go ahead and copy this. Okay, and now let's clean this up like we did for the other ones. Height range, yeah, we renamed that, so now it's pillars height. And this is going to be this. Okay, we gotten everything yet? Let's see. Yeah, I think that's good for the pillars. We'll do sky islands now. Let's just go ahead and save this. Add pillars. Okay, now that that's saved, let's go copy the sky islands. Actually, let me double check the pillars. May have had slightly different values. Here, 0.25 frequency, the height range was 60. 0.25, yeah, so we did increase this frequency on that one. Okay, let's go get the, oh yeah, gotta save this. Alright. Okay, here's the skyline stuff. Copy that. This one had, I believe, the same frequency, and it has a separate frequency for the caves, which is 10 times greater. Okay, I copied it. Let's go back here, paste it into here. Move that, and this. And this is going to be I need to, I think I may have missed something with the pillars. The height. Where's the value that we used? Didn't we use a noise function on this? Oh yeah, it's right there. Okay, I totally missed it. Okay, so sky islands. here. Get rid of that. And give. Okay, so this isn't really caves, so I'll just name it differently. Actually, could I height, Sky Island's height. Yeah. So I'll do Sky Islands. I want to say cave because they're not really caves. It's just the gaps, right? Spacing. This was 10 times bigger. Okay, I think we've got. But hold on, we've got all of them. But let me fix this one. Wait a minute, value. All right, because this is for the islands, the actual islands. That's good. I should probably actually move these inside of the if statements so that they don't get. Oh, I'll dismiss this as well. We don't want this to have the same values. Okay, so we'll move this inside of each if statement. We don't need to execute this if it doesn't match the conditions, right? So, oh wait, we need the Sky Island one though. Hold on a second. Sky Island value. No, this is gonna be no. We'll do it. This is not right. This is not right. Okay, so I'll fix that. But first, let's put these inside of the individual statements. Here's the hills one. The plains one, the last one. All right, so what we need is yet another one for the biomes, and this one will do. Since they all have offsets, let's just do the 0, 0. So I mean no offsets. And we won't use the Sky Islands frequency, we'll use the, we'll create one. Biomes, let's see. And don't want it to be too high. So this is about the frequency of the hills, which is too high. The plains is lower, but that's, we also don't want that to be. So I think we could do like 0. Hold on a minute. Yeah, so I think this is good, like 10 times less than the plains. Maybe it's too high even, so we'll do 5 times, sorry, that's half, 5 times less. Okay, so we'll use this one. So what'll happen here is we'll use this similar like we use this for mountains, but instead of determining what are the mountain tops and where there's no mountain, it's going to be used to know which biome will be generated there. So we're going to do if the value is greater than 0.25, we'll have sky islands. And probably I'll tweak these a little bit, but let's go ahead with this for now. Let's get rid of this part. Well, not get rid of, but let's move it somewhere that will make more sense. Like here. So if the y is greater than 0, but less than the height, which we have as 40, this is where there's going to be this is where the logic is going to happen. Otherwise, we'll just leave it as we'll do nothing. Basically, we'll leave the value as it was, which is which will just be flat. Well, we'll have blocks under the 0 coordinate, and we'll have just air above the height. So actually, I don't need the else since we're doing nothing when that happens. We'll just move this inside of the if. There we go. All right. So greater than 0.25, that'll be islands. Otherwise, say less than, the pillars. I think I'll leave that for somewhere in the middle. Because we have two areas, like if I go with the upper end of the limit, like here, we'll have clusters of this biome, which is I think is fine for the sky islands. For the pillars, I kind of want it to be a little bit more snaky, right? So I'll change that one up a little bit. And the hills, I guess we could do something similar with the hills. And the plains would just be the default. So probably the other end of the maybe the pillars. Yeah, we'll make the pillars be the other end of the spectrum. So instead of greater than 0.25, we'll do less than minus 0.25. So we'll have clusters of pillars and clusters of sky islands. And on the hills, will be around the, should we make them around the pillars or around the sky islands? Or neither. Could be somewhere more like in the middle. So the pillars will be in clusters. This is the Biomes value. Okay, so if I do this, it'll actually never hit the planes, and I do want some planes in there. So I'm going to make this, I'll let it have, I think, planes around like maybe somewhere in the middle around the plains, and then hills around the pillars and the sky islands. Or around the pillars especially, I think. Could be interesting. So on the lower end, yeah, let's do that. So greater than 0.25, that's fine, and we'll do less than 0. Yeah. Less than, greater. So nothing's actually gonna, we should put an equal sign here. Otherwise we don't have like a weird separation line in between that we use planes. So I think we're good here. So let's go ahead and test this. Yeah. Okay. Biomes. Let's push the changes. Now we'll finally be able to see it in action. Hopefully the biomes aren't too spread out, or we'll have a hard time finding them. Put back in. Starting up. There we go. And let's try this. Alright. That's still higher than I wanted it. Look at that later. So this is our plains. You can tell pretty easily. And that looks like our hills. Let's go a bit higher up so it'll be easier to see. So I believe this is our sky islands then? A bit odd that it's so high. Oh. Wait a minute. Okay, I get it now. So the default is this. I'm a little confused as to why this ended up being our sky islands, but we'll look at it after. Now let's go see the other ones. So we have our hills, and over there, I believe that will be our pillars. Looks like it didn't quite work out. I think we need to probably fix something in there. A little bit closer and see what happened there. So by the way, you've probably noticed that the biomes separate very harshly, I guess, and you have some cliffs here. So we'll be working on that on another video. But yeah, there are ways to smooth this out, of course. Okay, so this is supposed to be our pillars, but I think something went wrong with the height. Yeah, it's not really, it's not going to, like, you can see the pillars there, but they didn't really go up to the height that we wanted. So, and maybe something similar happened to the Sky Islands, potentially. Let's go take a look. Alright, so, okay, Sky Islands, I think I see what went Wrong here. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's all there. The same. What's this height value? Okay. Hills value times hills height. Hills height, hills height. Hmm. Yeah, so I'm not sure. Like, this should have done basically the same thing as the hills, and then on top of that, this should have cut out holes in it. Oh, hold on a minute. Okay, this is what went wrong. So this plus 50 really doesn't need to be there. Or does it? So, okay, if the y coordinate is less than the height, yeah, we'll get rid of it everywhere actually. I doubt this is the full issue though. But yeah, I think that will fix our pillar issue. It may actually fix the sky islands as well. We'll see. Fix height issue. Go ahead and save this. I think this will be the last change for today, and we'll see what this gives us. Alright, we'll go ahead and restart this world. Oh, there we go. Let's go up. Okay, we didn't fix the issue. It's the same. Over there. Let's see. Once the sky islands load, we'll see whether that one got fixed or not with this change. Oh, maybe. Yeah, sky islands are good now. So, this may have been interesting if we, for the sky islands, if we had elevated the kind of hills algorithm that it cuts holes into. It's not like we have like basically weird gaps in between, but that's fine. The sky islands worked out, and then the pillars, need to figure that one out. But yeah, basically this is one way to have different biomes, basically. Yeah. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching. If you like my videos, if you like them, subscribe. Check out my Patreon, um, Discord channel, server as well. Yeah, and let me know if there's anything you'd like to see, any videos you'd like me to make. So yeah, we'll see you next time. Thanks.